I'm Drex, and this is Introduction to Poi Spinning from Spinballs. In this video, we're going to tackle pendulums, an incredibly important tool for making transitions with poi. The theory behind pendulums is that you want to move the poi around, but not let the head get above your hand. This may seem like a deceptively simple goal, but it will teach a method for moving poi that requires a much greater degree of control over the poi's momentum than we've had to use just yet. We're going to start off learning pendulums by just swinging them back and forth underneath our hand. It shouldn't take much movement to keep this going. In fact, you'll almost certainly have to dial back the amount of effort you put into the poi in order to keep the head from going above your hand. This in and of itself is considered a pendulum, but we're going to learn more ways to explore the same idea in other locations. For example, try swinging your arm gently back and forth in a long arc, passing from one side of your body, down near the floor, and out to the other side of your body. Now try lifting your hand up above your shoulders, while keeping the poi underneath it. This may take a few attempts because for the first time, you're trying actively not to make the poi head turn. Try sweeping the poi down in a large, wide arc as your hand sweeps from left to right, and then bringing your hand up and over your shoulders when going from right to left. The poi should hang beneath your hand at all times, resulting in a pattern that looks something like the capital letter D turned over onto its side. If this looks to you somewhat like the extensions we've covered in another video, that's because it is quite similar. Because we sometimes have a hard time deciding whether this move should be considered a pendulum or an extension, we sometimes jokingly refer to it as an extendulum. Now that we know a few ways that we can perform pendulums, we're going to learn a trick that makes use of them called a 1.5 beat weave, or just 1.5 for short. 1.5s involve performing a single beat with the poi followed by a pendulum over top. The two hands perform the sequence out of phase with each other such that one is always doing the beat while the other is always doing the pendulum. To learn this trick, we're going to start with the poi in your right hand turning clockwise in a static spin down near your hips, while the left hand dangles its poi directly above it in a pendulum. At some point, both top and bottom poi will be off to the right hand side of your body. Allow them both to come together to your right by stopping the static spin poi and allowing the pendulum poi to drop down to meet it. Turn your body to the right, letting your left hand drop down to your hips and begin turning counterclockwise. Your right hand will reach back around towards your right and come up past your shoulders, dangling the poi in a pendulum. Now, at some point, both top and bottom poi will both point over towards the left-hand side of your body at the same time. You'll allow them to come together by dropping the right-hand poi while you stop the left-hand poi from turning, like so. Turn off to the left and return the right hand to your hips, spinning clockwise while letting the left hand sweep back to the left and then above your shoulders to perform a pendulum again. Go through this entire sequence again, counting 3 beats on each side of your body before stopping and turning, spinning 3 beats with the right hand, stopping and turning right, 3 beats with the left hand, stopping and turning left, and when this gets to feeling comfortable, try dropping it to only 2 beats before stopping and turning, spinning with the right hand twice, stopping and turning right, turning with the left hand twice, stopping and turning left. Finally, take it down to only a single beat on each side of the body, and you'll wind up with a move that superficially looks a bit like a 3-beat weave, but involves a moment on each side where the poi heads almost seem to kiss each other as they swing out when you turn your body. When you get up to speed with this trick, it's really easy to run into problems with the pendulum on each side, finding that either you have too much momentum and the poi head goes above your hand, or it sweeps wildly to the side. 2 things to keep in mind to prevent this from happening. The first is to keep this move slow. It's going to feel really strange at first, but this move benefits greatly from a slow and steady hand. The second is to remember to bring the pendulum hand up as high as it goes to a given side of the body. You want to see that poi head dangle past your eyeballs. If you can make this visual check on each side, it'll make those pendulums much easier to attain. Just like with 3-beat weaves, 1.5 beat weaves have forward as well as reverse variations. You can also waist strap with them, or perform with them behind the back. Basically anything you could do with a normal 3-beat weave. Pendulums are also a fantastic tool for creating transitions between moves. Try dropping them into moves you already know and see how you can use them to switch timing or direction. One such example, you can switch in and out of a 3-beat weave if you don't let the pendulum hand rise on either side of the body. Switch back and forth by letting the top hand on any side of your weave rise up in a pendulum. And that point where the poi heads seem to kiss in the middle, you can use that to transition into split-time opposite flowers. The possibilities are endless. Try seeking out your own transitions and see what emerges. Thanks so much for watching. Now show us what you can do. Share your photos and videos of your progress with Spinballs.